could lead to more deaths. This is a city of broad shoulders, big hearts, but ultimately, we must be a city who works together. And what we must do now, together, is bend the curve of this disease. That is why, effective immediately, I have ordered the closure of Chicago's Lakefront from north to south and south to north, along with our 606 Trail and the Riverwalk. This order is being executed through our Department of Public Health in collaboration with our parks and the Chicago Police Department. This closure includes trails, bike paths, green spaces, facilities, and parks adjacent to the lakefront until the Public Health Commissioner determines that this threat of our lives is over. To ensure this is enforced, the Chicago Police Department will be aggressively ramping up patrols in these areas. They'll start with a warning, if necessary, a ticket. And for those of you who refuse to abide by this common sense directive to help save lives, we will arrest you. We are asking you to employ social distancing techniques while engaging in recreational activities like walking, biking, and jogging. You can do this, but you have to do it safely. You simply cannot congregate. You must avoid crowds. And for those of you who bike and use the paths that are now going to be closed, please go to chicago.gov/CDOT and look for alternative routes for you to use in biking. This order also restricts any and all contact sports like basketball, soccer, and football. I've seen, and we've had repeated reports of people engaging in full contact sports as if this virus isn't serious. A pandemic means it's here in our midst every day, and we've got to all do our part. It's not for me to just do, it's for you to do your part to help stem the spread of this disease. And we will strictly enforce these rules. Folks, we can't mess around with this 1 second longer. We've seen around the world example after example of what happens when communities don't take this threat seriously. When individuals like you don't do your part and act responsibly. And I will do everything in my power as mayor to ensure that that doesn't happen in the city of Chicago. Now, I want to be crystal clear on this. I absolutely understand the frustration people feel about being stuck inside. And I absolutely understand that many of you have daily exercise routines, and that is an important thing to relieve stress. We're not saying that you can't exercise, but we're saying that you cannot congregate. Our lakefront is our treasure. It's really our jewel and sets us apart from any other place in the world. But congregating on our lakefront, to be blunt, is going to create a risk that is unacceptable and could lead to death. That is why we are taking these actions and going back and saying again, dear God, stay home, save lives. The more people will die if we do not abide by this simple but important order. Now, while today's measures may seem extreme to some people, I won't hesitate to take any further action needed as dictated by the science and the data if we need to do more to reinforce for those of you who have failed to get the message. You cannot congregate, pure and simple. And this includes neighborhood parks and playgrounds. And think about, yes, we're shutting down the lakefront, but what that doesn't mean is people should mass inland in other parks, playgrounds, and other places. You cannot congregate anywhere in the city of Chicago if you want to save your life, I will take the action that is necessary to make sure that we are leading in this fight. All of our area mayors, including those that are here today, have been experiencing the same challenges regarding blatant non-compliance with the governor's order. And the bottom line for us is about saving lives and getting our cities and towns back on track. As I said yesterday, there's no magic wand that will fix this problem. Each of us, each of you, has a role to play. Never before in our lifetime have individual actions impacted the very health and well-being of so many others. We are all in this together. We say that with great frequency. But that phrase has particular deep meaning and consequence in this crisis. We are truly in this together. And the only way we will get through this is by all of us working together, each of you doing your part to limit your activities and to stay at home to save lives. As I've said before, for the most part, Chicagoans have been faithfully abiding by this mission. And I want to thank each of you who are doing your part. But for those of you who need reminding, stay at home means what it says. With the exception of leaving your home to go on brief walks in your neighborhood, with practicing social distancing, or to purchase food or other essentials, you must stay at home. Period. I'm sure this is going to be a time of stress and confusion, but the ask and really the order is simple. Stay home, save lives. That's what we need.